Hey pals, it's Sassy Cassie, and welcome back to another reaction video of Naruto Shippuden. As always, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and anyone watching this video. Thank you so much for watching and continuing to follow me on this crazy shinobi journey. I would also like to give a very special thank you to my patrons. Now, previously on Naruto, I have not taken a break. I have watched these consecutively and now my throat is dry, and I should have gotten some water, but I didn't. That's not what's important. What happened last time is we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the true reason that Itachi let Sasuke live, the true reason-ish that he killed the whole family, and that he killed the whole family with the help of Madara Uchiha, who is still alive, even though theoretically, lifespan, time span-wise, he should be dead. But then Itachi went into this whole, like, philosophical talk about, like, basically time is an illusion. That's not what he said, but, like, everything is framed on what you think you know, not what is, I think... It was very philosophical was the point. And we learned that Madara was a very powerful Uchiha, the first one, along with his brother, to accomplish this, like, higher form of the Sharingan eye, and that it causes blindness. That's, like, the side effect of having this great power. But he managed to avoid that side effect because he took the eyes of his brother, and he was able to have basically all the power, more power even, without the side effects. We also know that because of this, Itachi wants to do the same thing because he is going blind, and he plans to take Sasuke's eyes, which he may or may not have done at the end of the last episode. But we also learned that Madara, like, wanted to be in control, and the first Hokage won, and then he tried to get his revenge, like, later, and summoned and / released the Nine Tails on the village, but the fourth Hokage was able to seal the Nine Tails inside Naruto, as we know to be true, and so he once again failed. So a part of me feels, because we now know also that he created the Akatsuki because he basically couldn't be in charge of the Leaf, so, or maybe he didn't want to be in charge of the Leaf, but he didn't win that battle, so he created his own organization. We know that Itachi wants to, like, follow in the same footsteps as Madara to a sense, but only in the fact that he wants to have the power without the side effects. He wants to, or believes that he can use them better than Madara. He thinks that he's kind of a washout and that he could do so much more with the same amount of power, and that he's going to surpass him. I don't want Sasuke to be blind, because also getting your eye ripped out is awful, and that shouldn't happen to anybody. So I feel like it's gonna be another genjutsu thing, but who knows? Hopefully everything will be fine. Now, we're going back in time, which makes sense. Gotta recap a little bit of what happened in the last episode at the beginning of the new episode. However, the sounds of him, like, crying out in pain was awful, and I hate it when people are suffering because I want to help, and there's, like, they're fake characters, not even real. I can't even jump in there and help if I wanted to.
I told you, Sasuke. You don't possess the Mangekyo Sharingan. You'll never be able to win against these eyes of mine.
Did he actually get his eye? Now I wonder if he's gonna walk around with an eye patch. He's gonna be like Kakashi. Even though Kakashi doesn't wear an eye patch, but, you know, he's only gonna have one. Interesting. Oh, genjutsu? Or was it always genjutsu? Interesting. Sorry, this reminds me of one of those puzzles, you know, that creates a picture and you try to get the picture to be correct by moving the tiles around. So the whole thing was genjutsu? Aha! Okay. It didn't feel like it was right for him to lose his eye. But did Itachi make him feel that, or did he manage to evade it?
Ordinary Sharingan is still a weapon, and a weapon can either be strong or weak depending on the ability of the person who is wielding it.
That is very true.
Might be taken down by a
very,
mere pebble
very true.
if it's thrown by
It's
its
like,
master.
yeah.
The difference is in the power that they're...
Yeah, it's like how like when they talk like old masters and stuff like that in the like movies and stuff, talk about how like the sword can be like more effective depending on how you use it, even if you have like a smaller or less powerful weapon or whatever. But you know, good for Sasuke, I guess, to break through something he wasn't able to do before.
Like I told you, no matter how much you use...
Or no, they called this specific thing Tsukuyomi. Is that what they used before when they were at like that hotel?
Continuing to use genjutsu will lead nowhere. Once Sasuke broke through the Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu battle became completely pointless.
Which means it's going to be a direct ninjutsu slugfest from here on out.
If the Mangekyo Sharingan...
I'm sorry. I can't focus because this deep voice coming from this pincer dude, it sounds like, oh my gosh, Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have to look up if they're the same person.
That's funny.
What is it?
It's just that Itachi should have been able to dodge something like that easily.
Getting tired, are we?
When Sasuke nullified the Tsukuyomi, he seized control of the flow of this battle. And he slowed down Itachi's movements even further. You know, Sasuke might actually win this thing.
No, it's still too early to tell.
Yeah, I agree with the deep voice. Like, I feel like it would be beneficial to Sasuke if he did defeat Itachi, so that he can move on to this other goal and see this crazy whatever of Madara, also so that we can see it. But I feel like if he's been, again, it just feels too early. It feels like if he's been a foe for so long, for him to be defeated so early on in Shippuden feels too early. And it's not even that early. It's like episode 140, 137.
Oh, we almost got caught up in that.
I want to know what that guy's deal is.
Fire style! Fireball jutsu!
Wow. Visually, it kind of makes me feel like Zuko versus Azula. I know that came out way after. I know Avatar is not as old as Naruto, but like, I can only compare it to what I know, and it just gives me that same Agni Kai feeling.
Rasu.
Here it is!
Interesting. Now it's like he's battling with 1,000 skulls or souls or dead people. It's kind of terrifying, actually. Did he dissipate it by himself?
Those black flames cannot be extinguished until they have burned their target to ash. even if that target happens to be other flames.
That's really interesting. Again, not what I expected. Where are you going? See, now we have even more intense rock music. Ah, I see now. Oh man, not the forest. I think poor Itachi needs some eye drops. Poor trees. I'm curious though, is this fire going to like just burn off the curse portion, or does it burn like all of them? Oh, it's already out. Alright, is this another genjutsu thing? Or, I mean, I know they said the genjutsu was basically pointless.
It seems Itachi is the winner after all.
He's put out the Amaterasu. He's planning to take Sasuke's eyes.
That's true. He wouldn't want his whole body to burn because he needs the eyes. Oh.
He escaped underground.
Interesting. What kind of jutsu was that? Okay. Oh. It's very Orochimaru-like. Well. I almost feel like if Sasuke does win, like right now.
Fire style! Dragon Flame Jutsu!
That's new. Anyway, I feel like if Sasuke wins right now, because I don't know if it's the cause of like the enhanced eye jutsu, but he seems tired. Like it feels like he's not at his best. So it would kind of feel like an unsatisfying victory, even though it's probably going to be satisfying for him and that this is, you know, what he's built his whole life for and whatever, but or is this going to end in a stalemate simply because they're both too tired to actually take each other out?
That Amaterasu of yours, it seems to have taken quite a lot out of you.
Yeah, well, your dragon flame jutsu thing also seemed to take a lot out of you.
They're both totally exhausted. They're probably out of chakra.
So it appears.
So it's going to be a stalemate, and this will not be the end.
So stop bluffing. I can tell just by looking that you're out of chakra. You used the
Backup plan?
Orochimaru-style substitution jutsu to evade my Amaterasu. It's a good trick to deceive your opponent, but it uses up an enormous amount of chakra.
That's right.
Which just speaks to the level of how much chakra Orochimaru had, because he did that substitution thing all the time.
And this jutsu cannot be blocked, dodged, or evaded, just like the Amaterasu. Now, Itachi,
Just one of
you
those
asked
life
it,
for
so
a
here it
life
is at
type of
last.
thing.
I'll make your death a reality.
Also, random side note, I wonder if water/rain puts out the black flames. I really do love this ending. I haven't watched all of it, but just like this opening part always gets me really excited. Okay, well, this episode was interesting. We learned a lot about, I wouldn't even say we learned anything necessarily, but we got to see I guess, a lot of the labors of Sasuke's training and his time with Orochimaru, and we've gotten to see a little bit more of Itachi-ish. I feel like mostly this is like Sasuke, like getting to see his development and what more he can do from, you know, when we were all small children in the Leaf Village. It's like he's shown off his Chidori and how much like that's grown, but we've gotten to see some other techniques from him. But it does feel like, this doesn't feel like, I know that Sasuke is about to do some kind of something, some type of finishing move, but this doesn't feel like final battle worthiness. But you know what? I also thought that about Jiraiya, and again, I still don't believe it. It's not real till there's a funeral, but it's really upsetting that they just kind of like threw that in there. So who knows? They could just be like, yes, we are actually going to make these two like significant events like right next to each other, essentially. So maybe this will be the final battle, but like Itachi's very tired, Sasuke's very tired. Not that I necessarily thought that any one of them was going to have an overwhelming victory. If there's no struggle, then it feels like all the pain and suffering that Sasuke has like gone through and developed or used to develop his powers in order to defeat Itachi would be like less impactful. But I also feel like because we have known Itachi to be such this like overwhelmingly powerful force, and especially since the last time we saw him, which granted was like 2-ish years ago in the timeline of the story, so like he's probably gotten like his blindness and stuff has probably gotten more severe since then, but it feels like he got tired too quickly. And I'm curious if it is not just like an effect on his eyesight, but like if it affects his strength. Because I know whenever it was showcasing like Madara going through these effects, he seemed to be like he was sick because he was like laying in under covers and stuff, and his brother was there like by his side. So I wonder if it's, and they might have mentioned this and I might have forgot, I don't know. I'm sure I'll find out when I go back to edit at some point in the future. At this point, I think I'm recording 2 months out. I don't okay, this episode comes out in November and it's currently September, so who knows, by the time we get there I'll probably have answered my own question. But the point is that I can't gauge if this is gonna be, if this is in fact the final battle or not. Well, not the final battle obviously in all of Naruto, but definitely if this is gonna be the final battle between Itachi and Sasuke so that Sasuke can move on to Madara, or if it's going to do that thing again where it ends in a draw and then they come back to each other again. So we'll see. Either way, we can see in this episode that Sasuke has gotten stronger and he's able to defeat, or not surpass, but like, I don't want to say suppress either. I feel like the word starts with an S, but he's able to like bypass the things that he couldn't before when they faced each other back at that hotel. So we definitely see Sasuke's development, and maybe that is the right frame that we should be in. Maybe it is because Sasuke has grown so strong and that by comparison he is more on the level of Itachi, and that's why it seems like he's going down easier as opposed to like Itachi just being weaker. That could also be the case. I don't know. But this episode was interesting for that, to see Sasuke's development and what else he can do besides just the Chidori. So in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching and continuing to follow me on this crazy shinobi journey. And until next time, bye!